the home of the do-it-yourself trucker. When everything goes wrong, you got a Redneckanize.
But something happened on SNL. They're talking about trucking songs, and I just thought it was interesting. They had a little skit. Looks like they're making fun of things on trucking. And it's Jake Gyllenhaal. You guys don't know him. So if you watch anything like the MCU movies, he was Mysterio, second Spider-Man movie. See if I can catch it on here. They're just talking. They don't have anybody on there doing things. It says Jake Gyllenhaal hosted Saturday Night Live, and it was a fun night. Musical sketches for the actor. One of them happened to be the truck stop CD. It goes back to the CD compilation commercials from the 90s that you'd wake up watching in the middle of the night. Would be like and you know what I'm talking about. It says a Horse with No Name by America, and then you switch to Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. It goes, this time it featured two gas station customers, Kyle Mooney and Ego, I don't know how you say that. It says, making fun of the fact that the truck stops still had CDs for sale. Who even still has a CD player and listen to CDs in their cars? The answer, truckers. It says, appears to push them a compilation of CD from a trucker who sings songs about being on the road. It says, while one song implicates him as helping El Chapo escape, the tunes are honestly very catchy, and Saturday Night Live clearly knew that when they had the cast singing Ghost Trucker by the end of the sketch. See, I'm gonna try to pull this on YouTube, see if I can get it on here, and see if we can, and see what they were doing things on here. Looks like they're making fun of truckers. Maybe we already don't watch their stuff, and you're gonna get us to not watch them anymore. Oh man. All right, so I got some audio. I'll do the audio here so everybody can see it, and we'll try to get the video.
We're the bad guys. It's showtime.
Shark.
Quit man, ads. I hate ads. I tell you. Here we go.
Truck stops have the wildest stuff.
Yeah, like my other car is a gun.
Yeah, and who are the weirdos still buying CDs?
Well, truckers, that's who.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, this one right here is a collection of hits by my favorite truck driving crooner, Johnny Goblin. Yeah, I'm talking about Truck You, You Truckin' Truck. 42 songs all about trucking.
Great. You mind if we just scoot past you?
Songs include fender bending hits like Trucker's Life.
I'm peeing in a bottle, and I'm peeing in the thermos, and I'm peeing in the cup, and I'm peeing in the bucket, and I'm peeing in the diaper, and I'm peeing in the window. The wind
I'll tell you what,
in my face.
They're definitely sticking it to the trucker convoys going on here lately.
Get your hanky handy for this heart-wrenching duet between Trucker and Trucker's Wife, featuring Darlene Cuisine. Don't go forgetting.
Gotta go back out on the road. I'm gonna miss you till I get home.
And I'm asking you to remember, you always gotta remember.
Don't go forgetting which cup is your drink and which cup is full of piss.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are all these songs about peeing?
Well, not all, but many of them, yes. Big part of the lifestyle.
Okay, what was that?
Ooh, why, that would be the dreaded Ghost Trucker featuring Lil Picky Dickens.
Ghost trucker, ghost trucker. No one can see him on the road, ghost trucker. When the fog came rolling in and his hog came rolling out, reaching down his pants, he starts to touch himself. With the same hand he used to eat flaming hot Cheetos, he will say his squeeze till echo to your stay. Ghost trucker.
Ooh, and the old children's.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even want to dignify that with a continuation of watching it. I don't know. I may watch it because it's, it's stuff. But I tell you what, that's what Hollywood and all of their employees over there, that's what they think about you, and people that laugh at it. Maybe they had to generate some laugh tracks to get people to laugh at that stuff. But truck drivers don't even watch their stuff anymore, and then now they're saying, how can we get more people to watch? Hey, how about we make fun of truck drivers? That'll be good. Yeah, okay, good luck with that. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. They talk about trucking songs, but it was not. It was them trying to make fun of it, and some other website thought it'd be kind of funny. I don't know. See if I can go on here and so I've read up on the person that wrote the article, and maybe there's some people that commented on it, and nobody's commented on it so far. And the article got posted when? Well, I mean, this was Saturday Night Live, so it had to be posted like today, 7 hours ago. So we might, I'm going to probably share this article on our Facebook page, and then we'll see if we can get some people to start commenting. Go comment on the article is what I'd like to see. I'd like to see these people know what we're thinking about. That's what I think. And of course, what we say, what we say over here is I mean, we all talk about it here on Redneckanize. What we talk about is we talk about truckers. We have to do better. We have to do better. If you want to get paid more, if you're going to get treated better, more respected, then you got to act better. And we go in there and we watch them make fun of the, those bad things that trucking has a bad stereotype of. And I told you, I don't like it, but you know what I know is I see it, I mean, it's one of those things where when you see people acting up and you say, hey, uh, that's not 100%. That might be maybe a 0.5% of the trucking community acts that way. But we see it, but that's what they remember and that's what they focus on. And that's what we have to cut out. We have to cut it out. So when I go into a truck stop and I see a trucker either acting that way, I try to say something. You need to, I don't want the guy to get pissed and pull out a rifle and start shooting at the truck or whatever. But I kind of have to say something. You kind of have to these days. You're gonna have to start saying more. And then, or you see something, maybe you see something on the in the parking lot that can be picked up and all that. It sucks. You see it, and I just I got gloves in the truck. I got extra trash bags in the truck, Walmart bags, whatever. And I try to help it. Maybe I'll go to the truck stop guy, the people that work at the truck stop, and say, hey, there's some stuff out there. I don't know if you got anybody gonna clean it up right away, but I'd appreciate it if you did. That kind of thing. Because I don't want nobody stepping on whatever they got to step on, or kicking something, or running something over, or whatever. We try not to do that. So I don't know what y'all think about that, but that's kind of what I think about on that kind of stuff. But I think I got. Is this Jeff? What's going on?
Well, when you were talking about these comedy tapes from Saturday Night Live, I mean, I guess, yeah, they poke fun at us, they poke fun at everybody, and that's just what they do. But I wondered, do you remember as a kid going into these old truck stops? And one of the things that it seemed like every old truck stop in the country was selling these truck stop comedy tapes.
Oh yeah,
you remember seeing those?
I still got some.
And the guy who did it was Gene Tracy.
I don't know. I can't think of the guy's names because mine was like a variety. It wasn't like one guy.
Yeah, but it was like Gene Tracy would have truck stop comedy tape number 1, truck stop comedy tape number 2. I mean, he had a plethora of them.
Yeah.
And it seemed like every truck stop across the country sold these things.
Yep.
And they were just pure, unadulterated, raunchy crap.
Yeah.
But it was, and it was just that. So I kind of wonder if some of this idealism, if that's a word, maybe I didn't say it right, but people's vision of CDs and truck stops goes back to that day. Now you go into truck stops and you don't find any of that. That's all gone. And then you find, different truckers that are trying, that used to be truckers, that are now making music, that have got a CD out, and their truck stops are selling those. But it's a lot better image for us than what it was back in the day. And I ain't that old of a truck driver. That one caller, that old guy that calls in once in a while by the name of Greg, he might be able to know more about it. But, but I'm just saying, I just remember that crap that they used to sell, and that was always linked to trucks.
Well, and I mean, that's kind of like how when Jeff Foxworthy came about, he was celebrating the fact that, if you came from the country or came from the South, this is how you acted, and those things. It's like, I remember he came up with one of the funniest things I remember was, it was sophisticated people had stock portfolios. Well, rednecks, we play the lottery. That's our financial future is playing the lottery. And it was one of those things where, yeah, it was stupid, but it was kind of true. And that's what I was getting down to about them talking about, in that skit there, they're talking about peeing in a bottle and and then I don't, the other one, I don't know if you saw it, but it was kind of like, drivers being lonely and spending time by themselves and all that. And that was, and to me, it's like, well, they wouldn't be talking about it if there wasn't some truth to it. And I understand that, it's just, that's kind of what we see.
Right. That's right.
And that's what we see is we see that there is some truth to it, and it's one of the things they choose. It's kind of like how we choose. There's probably a lot of good actors out there that are good, wholesome people that don't talk bad about anybody. But all we think of is when we think of an actor, we think of somebody that just sticks their nose up at everybody else. Is what we see. So yeah, I can understand that. And that's kind of what I was getting to. Go ahead.
You're right. I think that I really think too. You're right. I mean, you can have old school truck drivers, and I tell you, you go to these truck stops, and it's kind of like my respect to military people. But you see the old school truck driver, the black cowboy boots, jeans, button-down shirt, no t-shirts, button-down shirts, and a lot of times a cowboy hat, but that's old school trucking, and I got a lot of respect for those guys. I really do. But drivers and general public, they maybe see old school drivers, they're getting to be a rare breed. But what they remember is that driver that cut them off on the interstate, or the ones that are tailgating too close behind you, or all that crap that goes on the highways. You could have 80% of the country as truck drivers doing the right thing, but it's that 20% that are horses' butts, making us all look bad, and that's where the stereotypes come in, I believe, and I think that's what Saturday Night Live is doing. They're concentrating and making fun, because I tell you, it's pretty sick. You're right. When you go to truck stops, you see pee bottles.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Walmart's. Speaking of your Walmart earlier in the show, that's why most Walmarts now don't want truckers parking overnight in their lots.
Yeah.
It's because some of them can't walk to the garbage can. They can't use the restroom. They got to leave all this, and Walmart, they tell me that Walmart, if you leave a pee bottle in a Walmart parking lot, they make their employees put on hazmat gear to go pick it up.
Yeah.
Which costs them extra money.
Yep.
So it's just the horses' butts that give us all a bad name. And I think, at Redneckanize, you're trying to change the image to the general public of what it's really supposed to be about. So
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
And then to the point earlier that we were talking about it, you're talking about Walmart raising their pay and everything. I mean, you would agree that the drivers that are doing that, Walmart's not going to hire them. So you're talking about these drivers that are doing that bad stuff that we all hate. Hopefully we can weed them out the best we can. But that's the reason that it is that if you're not going to act right, then these companies, they're not going to pay you $100,000 a year if you can't act right. And that's one of the things that we see out there is we see just they're just under the radar. They haven't been caught yet or whatever, and everything. And that's why there's video cameras all over the trucks now, is because they can't trust you. If we can't park in a parking lot and like this carrier gets kicked out of a shipper because they said, well, one of your drivers did something. I was like, I didn't do that. Well, next thing you know, that carrier is going to have to put cameras on his trucks. That way he knows whether or not his driver is guilty of something or not. Because when they get accused of something, it's because people do that. People accuse people of doing stuff they didn't do. Well, in order to cover your butt, you're going to have cameras. That's why we have owner operators have cameras. It's not because, they're trying to record stuff to put on YouTube. It's because they're covering their ass.
Yeah, that's why I got them. I stayed at a truck parking lot up in Stewartsville, Minnesota last night, just south of Rochester, and it had a list of rules on a big sign in front of where we all parked, and it said, do not throw trash on parking lot. If this happens, we will be forced to close this lot. And so I just find it ironic how sometimes these truck drivers are complaining, well, there's no place to park, no place to park, no place to park. And it seems like the ones that are yelling about that the loudest are the biggest offenders of why there's no place to park.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there used to be more places to park, but they're tired of the shit that some of these guys make.
And I really wish, I know it sucks that you might get yelled at a lot for it. I don't know why. If, like when I see somebody on any kind of like big news broadcast actually speak the truth when it comes to how drivers act and the reason why, like one guy was on, Joe Biden did a thing at the White House. The next morning on Fox News, they brought a guy on in Cincinnati that was a, representative of their association, whatever. And he said that what Biden is doing is wrong, that we're still having problems with trucking and all that. But he mentioned the hours of service and he mentioned parking was a big issue. But he didn't really, of course they only, a lot of times those little interviews they only fit you in between the commercials. But I mean, he should have said, really quick. All you got to do is real quick, boom, drivers, we got to do better. If we want to park, if we want more places to park, we got to do better. And it's one of those things where, the Redneckanize, we're all about doing things better for ourselves. And if you like, that's what's going to have to happen. Is you're going to have to start seeing organizations that are more trucker oriented buy property and make parking lots our damn. It's kind of like we're just going to do it our damn self. We're going to have to create our own parking lots, and that means buy property, and it might cost money, but hey, just like if TA wants to charge for parking, you know what I'll do? I'll buy a bunch of property, I'll pave it and put up parking, and I'll charge everybody but truck drivers. if somebody wants to come in like TA and build next to me, no, you're not going to get any of my stuff.
Well, and that's going to be big business in itself, because there are places across the country now, privateers, I'm going to say,
yeah,
are buying up huge blocks of land. They're putting fences around them, which is good, keeps us safe at night. But they're charging $10, $15 a spot. Well, I tell you what, TA, they told me the other day, Ontario, California, has got them 2 TAs, and they hold about 600 places, and I guess 400 or 500 places per lot. They're charging $35 a night to park at.
Yeah,
man, do the math, and every night they're full.
Yep.
So it wouldn't take too long to pay off, the property on one of those if you're charging that kind of money.
And then you think about it, that you think maybe they're making a lot of money. I bet you that 70% of that money they generate from parking, 70% of it goes into security so that they can maintain that people keep going and parking. It's kind of like a no-win thing. They're not really making money. It's just that they can't.
Well, that one new lot they got, it's a chain link, and I mean, it's secure. You pay your money, the gate comes open, and you go inside, and the gate goes back shut. There's nobody on there, but once you're inside, I mean, they've got shower facilities and bathroom facilities, and I mean, they've really gone out to make a nice experience. I don't like paying for parking, but some of these areas like Seattle and California, and where parking is so tight, sometimes it's just a necessity.
Yeah,
I would rather pay a private guy than I would TA. It used to piss me off when TA really first started the program. You cannot use your loyalty points to buy a parking lot. Oh no, that's separate. Now you can, I guess. Yeah. But it made me mad that I'd spent $1,000 with fuel and I couldn't go over there and park for free. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's what I've always thought it was. As long as you got, a lot of the rules back in the day when I was over the road, it was as long as you got at least 50 or 100 gallons of fuel, then you were good to go. You could park. You get one night for free. Yeah. But a lot of times that was always a situation where it wouldn't work out, because if you were stuck for a couple of days, I remember one time I was actually in Ontario that one time, and I knew that I was going to be there for at least 2 days. So I think the rule was you had to buy 75 gallons. So I bought 75 gallons one day and 75 gallons the next day. It's like, it's like I had to make sure, because if I filled up the one day, it only got me 1 day of free parking, so it was like, no, I couldn't do that. But yeah, we parking, like you're saying, if it was more of a private thing, but but if you're at a truck stop, like even Loves has said, they're not charging for parking. That's because what you're going to do is you're going to get fuel. You might have to either buy a shower or you get a free shower or whatever, but you're going to spend money in the restaurant. You're going to shop, and a lot of times say, well, that's not going to make up the difference. It makes up the difference. If you got a truck stop in the right area, there's so much traffic going in and out of there that just because a driver comes in and gets fuel and parks for the night and maybe goes in and spends $6 worth of, stuff, all the people that came in there and didn't park made up for the cost of that parking. That's you can't tell me that didn't happen. That's my opinion. I don't have any numbers to verify it, but that don't make any sense to me. When you got 30 people that came in there and bought something, at least $8 worth of stuff, 30 people came in and did that, and you're telling me that you didn't make enough money to pay for the parking lot? That's silly.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really think some of these guys, I'm kind of that way. Loves is my choice for fuel, so I kind of have pride, since that's my place to get my fuel. That's my place to shower. That's my parking spot. I kind of think of it as mine.
Right.
Kind of like my home. I want my home to be nice. but my home on the road is that Love's parking lot, so I want it to be nice as well. And I think there's a lot of guys feel that way, you know, that as long as Love's are providing me a clean shower and a clean parking lot, I want to take care of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a loyalty there, I do believe.
Yeah, and I think as truck drivers, we probably should be doing that. We need to be more loyal to a lot of these companies that take care of us. You know, that's of course,
Yeah,
you know, that's,
I agree.
I think we should express loyalty. You know, I mean, when you get sponsorships to events, when these companies do these things for these drivers to create something, you know, like you're talking about truckers making music. Well, when the trucker makes music and he has some company that actually sponsors his ability to make a CD, you know, hey, that's good. I want to support that company that sponsors him to do that, you know, or however I can help out,
Correct.
you know, I will to my best ability. So I think we need that. We need more loyalty like that. I do that with restaurants around here. You know, when you go to a good restaurant, you want to go back. It's loyalty. That's what it is.
Right.
You know, when they treat you good, when you go to a bartender or a waitress, they treat you good, loyalty, go back, go see them again. That's loyalty. So I think we need to do more of that as truckers because I think that'll help. I think it helps the industry when we stick to, you know, who takes care of us. And one guy, I remember
I think so too, because
Yep. No, go ahead.
no, I think you hit on something there because you know, I mean, a lot of guys think that everything that we do on the road, everybody's they're trying to stab us, they're trying to charge us more, they're making a living on our backs. So maybe we need to stop and think of the ones that are trying to help out the trucking industry and actually thank them.
Yeah, especially like you
Love
saying.
thanks us for walking in the door.
Yep, I totally agree. There was one guy back in the day when I was first started going to truck shows, and actually I was hanging out with Tony Justice. We had been friends on Facebook for a long time and never actually seen each other, and he was there, and he's like, hey, I know you. Hey, I know you too. And we were talking about APUs, and another guy sat down, and he was with one of those trucker ministry groups, and he said that about one of the APU companies was doing a sale where they were offering to do financing. Like they were doing their own financing instead of you having to go. If you couldn't afford the APU, you need to go get a loan somewhere or pay with a credit card. Well, they said, well, hey, we know a lot of drivers can't afford the $10,000 APU, so we've created our own finance company to help drivers make payments on these, you know, on these APUs. And so we were talking about that, and he said very rarely does the industry do things for itself. You know, truck drivers help out. They donate to charities. They help out hospitals and sick kids and the homeless, and you know, they want to take care of all these other people, but they never actually do anything to take care of themselves. And to me, that the supporting other companies like that through loyalty, I think that helps yourself.
Good point.
So yeah, but other than that, man, like I said, I was kind of, I mean, everybody in trucking was talking about Walmart. I thought that was, I mean, like CNBC, CNN, New York Times, everybody. Whoops, I gotta go back here. But yeah, it's didn't see anything else really other than a couple of events. I don't really like talking about, you know, specific events that happen out on the road because it's so common. You know, every other day there's an accident to report. So I didn't know what else was going on here and everything. And looks like we got about 30 minutes. Yeah, we got about 30 minutes. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna step away and take a little break. We'll come back and we'll talk about this. There was a company in Utah that says it closed its doors after 37 years, and we'll see what that's all about. And let's see here. Can I do it? Oh, there we go. Like Robbie says, when Greg talks too much, cue the music. So here we go. We're going to be, this is Redneckanize Radio. We're going to take a little break and we'll be back here in just a second. And like I said, be sure to thank one of our great sponsors. That's Trucker Tools app. So be sure to go download their app from the App Store and let them know what you think about it. You can track freight, book freight. You can find Walmarts and parking and all that kind of good stuff. And like I said, if you see anything needs to be changed or added or anything, you let them know because they're always trying to make updates to that. So check us out, redneckanize.com. Don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody listening along. This is Redneckanize Radio.
Sometimes it seems like I'm going nowhere, like a breathless when I keep moving on and I can't seem to stay in one place too long. I'm a road man. I'm a road man. I'm a road man. After a while, it all